And welcome, Hoosier Nation, to our 36th episode of the Hoosier Sound, where our show has one main goal to give you our perspective of IU sports from the point of view as a student or a young adult. In addition, we will also give our view on hot takes from around the world of sports. We are recording this edition on Tuesday evening, May 15th, where I am your host, Noah Freeman, and I am with my usual co host, Matthew Lukens.
What's
We'll be
up?
going live every Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m. But if you miss us live, you can subscribe to various networks so you can listen on your own time. Check out our Twitter and Facebook at The Hoosier Sound and subscribe. All the information is in our website, thehoosiersound.com. All right, Hoosier Nation, it is time for some sports talk. On this week's episode of The Hoosier Sound, we are delighted to have someone that needs no introduction to Hoosier Nation, Freddie McSwain Jr. Thanks so much for taking the time, Freddie, to come on. We really appreciate it.
There's no problem.
All right, let's start out with. So I want to go back to even before your time at IU and Neosho. I heard and read that you kind of had a crazy start to picking up basketball with your AAU team. Tell us a little bit about that story and how basketball came into your life.
Um, really, when I was went to a practice with a couple of my friends, and their practice was done, and I wanted some pizza, and I was kind of hungry, sitting there watching them, and I asked, "Can I get a slice?" to one of my friends' AU coaches, and he was like, "Do you know how to play basketball?" And I said, "I'm okay," and he said, "If you want some pizza, you gotta come join the team." And I tried out, and I guess they like me. They like my athleticism and my dunking. so
Yeah.
Yeah.
basically he was like, "Would you like to be on the team?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" And that's how I became just
Yeah.
continue basketball, playing organized basketball.
All right, that's awesome. So, after basketball became a real possibility for you at the college level, what drew you towards Neosho?
Really, Yosho called me out of nowhere. To be honest, I didn't really have them. They haven't offered me. They offered me on a basically a last minute when I was uh, about to commit to a college in New Auburn, Georgia.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was about to commit there, and they called me and they said, "Do I want to come to Kansas?" Which I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know if they was a good school, a great conference. I didn't know nothing about that, but turned out it turns out they was when I committed there, and I told them, yeah, why not? I want to come, and it was just, I guess it was just faith. I felt like it was faith for me going there and playing in the Neosho.
Yeah, sure. All right, Matt. Oop, he might be lagging out. I'll go on to the next question while
Yeah.
Yeah.
he goes in. All right. When you were first thinking about transferring from Neosho, we're gonna just go a little bit. I think he's coming in and out. What made Indiana so appealing, and why did you ultimately end up picking IU?
Um, when when Coach Justin they used to coach here, him and Coach Green, previous coach. Uh, they came and talked to me, and they actually when they called me I'm gonna tell you the full story. When they called me, I was in like it's a movie room at my JUCO, and it's like a movie room where everybody just hang out and chill. And I was just my phone ring, and I was getting recruited by like all coaches and stuff. So I was just calling. I guess it was just a random number just calling me. So I was like, so Coach Justin called me, and he said, "Hey, is this Freddie McSwain?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, uh, this is Coach Joseph from Indiana University." And looked around. I was like, "Indiana," and I was just very excited when they called me, and then they'll say they'll come see me play on an open gym, and it was just a great experience. Them just calling me and just having to come see me when Coach Crean came to see me. It was just crazy. I thought it was just a dream come true. And from the day they walked into the gym, I was like, yeah, I'm coming to Indiana.
Yeah, that's awesome. That must have been really surreal for you just get that Indiana call after probably thinking of where you started and then going to JUCO and then just um, coming to IU basically.
Yeah, just basically when basically my sophomore season, I knew I had to like really improve my game even more to where I would get recruited and looked at by other colleges, and I knew that coming in my sophomore year. So I'm glad everything worked out for the best.
Yeah, that's awesome. Matt is gonna bow out his. He's in a new place for Wi-Fi. He's actually working at the Indy 500 right now. So he doesn't have great Wi-Fi. But I'm gonna ask his stuff along the way. But obviously, when you were at Neosho, a lot of IU fans probably didn't get to follow you very much before you came there. Could you tell us a thing or two that you learned there that brought you to Indiana?
What was you saying? What, I can't really hear you.
So, sorry. Basically, could you tell us a thing or two that you learned there that you brought along with you to Indiana?
Well, from New York going to Indiana, it taught me a lot. Actually, it taught me to always stay in the gym and always work hard because nothing is going to be given to you when when you want and opportunities because you have to work hard every single day, work on your game, work on your craft, and just be respectful to everyone that's around you and understand that everyone's gonna be watching you, and that's why I brought to coming to Indiana and understanding that it's gonna be a bigger stage, and then that's really just it. Just be a great player and a person.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So once you got to IU, who was the one player, or maybe it was a couple players that basically helped and guided you with your transition to Indiana? The only senior at the time was obviously just Colin Hartman. So was it a senior like him, or was it someone like Rob or someone else that basically took you under their wing as you came to Bloomington?
Uh, as I first came to Bloomington, it was Colin Hartman because he was my roommate.
Oh,
So
okay.
he basically just showed me the ropes and how things going, and it progressed. Then Josh Newkirk when I first got there, and then Robert Johnson. They all helped me to understand like what I'm going into and the class schedules, been on the court practices, and just showing me the ropes around like Indiana, just Bloomington overall.
Gotcha. So, you came to Indiana obviously as a junior, and then really developed under Tom Crean, who recruited you to IU initially, and then took your next step as a senior under Archie. How are both coaches similar and different, basically?
Um, their 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 styles of defense different. When that's one thing I noticed is different. You see, Coach Miller plays the pack line defense. Tom Crean is mostly just switching man to man defense, really. And they being coaches, there really is not that much difference. Because coaches don't they want the best out of you, and it's going to teach you what their knowledge of the game, and want us to produce and want us to buy in what they're saying. It's really no too much difference of just coaching. They just two great coaches, two different styles of
hmm
play.
So, you mentioned the pack line defense. So, how big of an adjustment was that pack line defense for you all? As a fan, it seemed like there were big differences compared to the year before, and you guys were clearly much more comfortable with the pack line defense more towards the end of the year compared to the beginning. So, what kind of adjustments did you all have to make, if any, and how big were they?
It was just mainly just well, like I was saying, buying into what Coach Miller was teaching us, and it's just more reps over and over at practice, and more reps at practice is gonna get easier in the game, really. Then as we got comfortable with it, we start learning like how it works and what spots everybody supposed to be in. It's like a muscle memory, and it just works, and it
Yeah.
just works. So,
Gotcha. So speaking of Archie, what do you like most about Archie Miller? Obviously, you played under a lot of coaches, more than most college athletes, and you've seen a lot of different aspects of different programs. But what stands out the most to you about Archie and his system as he's starting to implement that throughout IU?
um, what people don't see with Archie Miller, you don't see his personality mostly, but he's a great guy. He's fun, and I enjoy getting coached by him, and I hope he does well for the Hoosier Nation, and uh, and really I enjoyed him my last year, and I'm glad I got coached by him by my last year.
That's great. So, before we get into some questions that some listeners sent in, what do you think of the new recruiting class coming in next year? Archie obviously had a great first class and got a top prospect with Romeo, but what do you think about the class as a whole?
The class as a whole is it's a great class coming in, and I believe they're gonna do some great things coming in. It's a big line, a lot of wings, but I think they're gonna do really well for just being athletic. Each one being athletic, being long, and they only thing I have to do is just buy into what Coach Miller is talking about, and they'll be successful.
Gotcha. So we're going to get into some of the listeners' questions. A lot of them came through email, one or two on Twitter, but the first one was came from Jared Morris of the Assembly Call. What do you think the number one thing you improved on, and what do you credit the improvement to besides hard work?
One thing I improve on this season, uh, besides hard work, it was just I guess like I said, I just buy it in, and I just trust the process of just getting better. And I just by learning the game as I was here, just learning like where I can be at and to make myself successful, and like by setting screens. Coach Miller told me this: if the more screens I set, is the better player I am. And in that season, I focused on rebounding, and I focused on the defense to help the team, and setting screens for our guards to get open to create plays for them and create plays for myself as well. So
Hmm. Gotcha. So, um, going a little further, what was your most memorable game, whether it was in Assembly Hall or somewhere else?
my most memorable game, um, um, I got two memorable games. The most memorable game I got two. It's the Duke game when I caught the alley oop there.
Yeah.
That was that's the loudest I've seen in Assembly Hall, and me playing inside the game, and that just gave me a shock. Like I'm really at Indiana playing basketball in front of these great fans, and Michigan State game. I was solely upset that we lost that game, having 16 rebounds against the top team in the country. It was I don't know. I don't know. It just felt like I was in the mode, and that was just one of the memorable games I'll remember forever.
Yeah, and it's not just 16 overall rebounds, but your 9 offensive boards too. That was just incredible. But who on the team do you think improved the most since you were at IU?
Um, I could say really everybody improved their game, stepping up. Everybody could see Jamor's improve his game a lot. Getting second team Big Ten.
Mm,
Uh, and Rob, he improved as a leader. It just improved as a leader. Josh just proved as a leader, as a better point guard, learning the floor. Colin, it just everyone just improved. Like it's not just individually; it's just as a team that everyone just improved and just learning and just getting better each and every day.
gotcha. So, is there anyone on the team that you could see possibly surprising people next year, like maybe someone coming out of nowhere or just getting that much better?
Um, from is to I feel like Devontae Allen, Justin. and even Cliff, or really the players that was with me this year, they can they can they can be very surprised players. They if they just keep working hard and be in the gym, and they can shock the world and shock Hoosier Nation how talented they can really be. And I feel like they are great players, and when they get the opportunity, a chance to show what they have, they gonna they gonna work at it and improve in every
Mhm.
game.
Yeah. So what was your, we're gonna go a little bit away from basketball for a sec. What was your favorite non-basketball thing about Bloomington?
Non-basketball thing. Let me see. Besides basketball, what about Bloomington? I like how a couple of events it was going on in Bloomington. I went to this when the season started, I went to this one place. They had an event. It was just showing a lot of artwork and stuff, and I enjoyed going out there. It was just a lot of events going on in Bloomington. So that's one day I went out there. They were showing a lot of events, and I saw a bird. I saw a bird and stuff. It was just pretty nice. But yeah, but it's like the events and stuff they having, and it's just the community. Everybody just it's just great. It's a
Uh,
great vibe.
yeah, I was about to say the community aspect. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. Matt wanted to, before his Wi-Fi wasn't cooperating, he wanted to ask you a couple things. And his first one was, who reminds you of yourself on next year teams, and basically who's going to be that guy, out hustling teams like Michigan State and stuff like that.
God remind me of myself. um, I really I could see Justin just not just being the hustle guy. I feel like he's an athletic guy and that can do the same things I could do, rebound and just fly everywhere. And he could actually create offense. So that's gonna be a great guy to have on the lineup.
Oh yeah, I think everyone's really looking at Justin to, not break out of his shell because he had a great season last year,
Yeah.
but just become that much better as a player. The next question from Matt was, if you play Fortnite, and how many dubs do you have?
Actually, I just got done playing Fortnite before I talked to you guys. I was just playing JMO. My Fortnite dubs. Actually, we just got a dub today. If y'all didn't know, we just got a dub today.
There you go. There you go.
Probably I don't try to play too much. Probably got like 30 dubs.
Okay. Okay.
30.
Who would win in a rap battle from anyone on the team?
Oh, everybody be trying to rap. It's either Rob or Josh.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. For a question for you specifically, do you have any post graduation plans lined up yet?
Post graduation plans. Yeah. Just trying to get my. Right now, I'm still in Bloomington, working out and stuff, and I'm just waiting on to get my an agent and stuff going. So that'll be the next step in my life. Try to go pro. So
Gotcha. And any specific place you're looking at, or just kind of waiting to feel it out or something like that?
no, I'm not looking for no no place really right now. I'm just
Got,
right. Yeah.
just I got you. All right, and then the last question, which to a lot of people could be the most important one, NBA Finals. Who's in it? Who wins, and why?
Who's in it? Right now the Cavs playing the Celtics as we speak.
Hmm.
Right now I got the Cavs. Right now they had a you know they had a bad game, losing by 25 the first game. Uh, the because I feel like the Cavs gonna win tonight, and they're gonna get the home advantage for the next two games, and then try to take one again in Boston for the fourth game. So I got Cavs, and right now the Rockets are showing the Warriors that they can play, but
Yeah.
so, but right now I feel like it's probably gonna be Cavs and Warriors again in the finals.
You think the Cavs can stop the Warriors, or do you think the Warriors are just gonna
I
continue
like
with it?
I like LeBron, so
There you go. There you go. I think Matt would have to agree. He loves LeBron as well. But Freddie, man, we really appreciate you joining us, and we can't thank you enough for taking the time to come on our show. As a student and a fan, I think I can speak for most people that we all loved your time and effort that you put into the program, and hopefully we can catch up with you sometime in the future. But we wish you the best of luck with all of your post-graduation stuff, and you'll have to share with everyone how you're doing and everything. But thanks again, man.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. So that about wraps it up, everyone, for our 36th show of the Hoosier Sound. Thank you all for joining us so much. Stay tuned through updates on Twitter at the Hoosier Sound, Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and visit our website at thehoosiersound.com to find all of our information regarding our podcast. As always, send us your questions as the audience, so be sure to comment, chat, or send us a message at contact@thehoosiersound.com on what questions you have, and we'll try and get them on our next episode. Lastly, if you enjoy our show, leave us a review, tell a friend, share our links. It really, really helps so that we can try and grow this podcast. But as always, thank you for listening, Hoosier Nation, and we'll see you next time.